I bid you welcome.
Hannibal is the first true sequel to The Silence of the Lambs, which was released in 1991. Hannibal, yeah, not so much. And really, that makes me sad because this movie had a bit of a formula, like a built-in formula for success. Julianne Moore replacing Jodie Foster as Clarice Starling, Gary Oldman's in the movie, Anthony Hopkins is returning as Dr. Lecter. You got Ray Liotta in here as well, and it's directed by Ridley Scott, who is completely just red hot after directing a little movie called Gladiator. You might have heard of it. So what went wrong here? Well, quite a bit. I don't want to sound harsh or anything. There is actually some stuff that I did enjoy. There are some people that didn't really like Julianne Moore as Starling, but I think she did about as good a job as you can ask for. Clarice Starling will always be Jodie Foster. Let's not get that twisted. I mean, Jodie Foster won an Oscar for that role, so there you go. But I'm a big fan of Julianne Moore, and not gonna lie, I think she did about as good a job with the material as you can ask for. It is always a pleasure to see Anthony Hopkins back as Dr. Lecter, though this time around it's very obvious that Ridley Scott didn't really know what he was doing with this character, and really Jonathan Demme just nailed it perfectly. Hopkins does have his creepy moments, firmly cut with some very over-the-top and downright silly moments, and I think that's as good a place as any to talk about the most famous scene in the movie, the brain scene. Basically, there is a scene in the movie where Ray Liotta's character gets drugged, and then his head is cut open, and then Lecter takes a piece of his brain, cooks it, and feeds it to Liotta. Ray Liotta said yes to that script. Oh, and this clip is very applicable.
I have a few questions, starting with what the fuck?
I wasn't even really a big fan of Liotta in this, just to be completely honest. And rest in peace, Ray Liotta. We've lost an all-timer this year. He's a fantastic actor, but this role where he's basically the CIA or the FBI agent who questions Starling at every turn, he just grinded my gears. And I have a feeling that that was the point, but at the same time, it was a very bad point, for lack of a better word. Speaking of great actors who were terribly miscast, let's talk about Gary Oldman for a second, because my God, this character is just so out there. I don't know what the process was for Gary Oldman to do this, but man, I can't describe it. He's the only surviving victim of Dr. Lecter. He looks like the Elephant Man, and he also, how do I say this properly? He has a thing for kids. Yeah. He contacts Starling to get revenge on Lecter as a kind of we both want the same thing kind of deal. But I don't like this character for very obvious reasons. So I'm just sitting there like, I mean, Lecter's a cannibal and all, but I mean, this movie made me choose between a cannibal and a pedophile. Like, I can't win. I really can't with this movie. And that's really the best way that I can describe Hannibal. You can't win. All of the elements are in place. The pieces of the puzzle are properly are in the right place. They're just completely arranged improperly. Like, watch The Silence of the Lambs or watch Red Dragon. Watch either two of those, or Manhunter for that matter. Skip this one.